Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's tomorrow's show. We're shooting stars of today. Hey! Today I'm sitting down with Chris, who I brought on the show, you guys. He was my episode 3 and my very first person that I got to interview to promote his business, which was Family Springs, you guys. Yes, and it was episode 3. So if you guys did not check that out, for those of you who don't know, it was I broadcasted that in February, and it was called All About the Family. And it was raw and, did we say raw and unedited? Is that what we said, Chris?
So you just shot it right on and aired it.
Yeah. So raw and unedited. So please check that out. It's episode 3. It's on Spotify, and I will be on iHeart soon. If it's not already, I didn't check, but I'm happy about that. So Chris is in the building. We can celebrate that. But I wanted Chris to come back because we've kind of come, like I said, full circle. I wanted him to come back and kind of tell us about his journey so far and from the beginning. Because, last time he came, he talked about Family Springs. But I also wanted Chris to kind of share with us why he took that path, what kind of led him to the here and now. So even if we have to break our episodes up, because I'd like Chris to come back and kind of join us. He said he would share some things with us and kind of join us. But thank you, Chris, anyway, so much for coming and being a part of my show and supporting me throughout my journey. Guys, you didn't check out my last episode, LGBT, my coming out story, check it out, please. But you have come full circle, right? I mean, you've done so much. And I know we were speaking earlier, which is why I wanted you to come back on the show. We were talking earlier about how you and I said, I noticed certain words, you guys. I mess with Chris because I notice certain words when I'm broadcasting that I say, and it's in the mind, and you think about it, and you're like, man, if I say this word again, so I have to really focus on not saying those trigger words, right? Like because I do it. Oh God, I do it.
The space savers.
But Chris, thank you for coming, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, I'm glad that you're here and you took time from your schedule.
I love being on the show tomorrow.
But you've been so busy.
Yes.
Man, you've been so busy.
Yes.
But where did this all come from? Can you give us a little, give us kind of, take me back to the beginning and kind of give me, and not only me, but those who are listening, those who are looking, kind of a little testimony. And where did you come from, my brother?
From Jersey. Trenton, New Jersey. That's where I came from.
Let me fix this. I feel like it's
basically just made my home here in Virginia. I always felt like Virginia was a good start. Even before I came in the military, I kind of felt like once I got to Virginia, it was going to be.
So you were in the military.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And once
you grew up where?
In Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jersey. What part of Jersey?
Trenton.
Trenton. Mm-hmm. Was that rough? Growing up in Trenton?
It had its moments. I'm sure as most other places do as well. Yeah. Sure
is Trenton where you got this drive for success?
Combination, yeah, of course, because it came involved with my environment, my day to day. So it's always a contributing factor.
How so?
Because it's my environment that I came from. So I mean, most of us all come from a particular environment or culture, and that's what usually breeds us to be who we are. And going through those moments in your life builds you and makes you stronger. It sometimes depends on your upbringing. But yeah, your environment. It's major. It's a major contributing factor in kids, animals, your
And you
cells
said
and organisms.
animals.
Yeah, your organisms in your body.
Wow.
It's always about the environment.
So, when you say it's always about the environment, do you think that's important, like an important factor?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think that's where our culture comes from, and those areas where our environments aren't as good, it shows. It shows because the environment births or breeds certain different types of people.
But what kind of? But I want to know, Chris, because this is who you are now. Now, what made you change that, like evolve into this man that you are today?
That had to been coming from like my mom and dad. My dad worked quite a few jobs, was independent as well, so he was an entrepreneur.
Oh,
And
okay. What
my
does
mom,
he do? If you don't mind me asking.
Well,
I don't know if that is that a personal.
No, I mean, he had
Tell
a couple.
us
He
all,
was in the
'cause
Air
I
Force.
asked a question.
He did.
Oh, he was in the Air
yeah.
Force. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he did some military time, and he also had his own limousine company, which I remember a lot as a
What?
kid. But
So while
my
he
mom
was
had-
in the Air Force, he had a limousine company?
No,
What is, how's
it
that?
wasn't like that.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I mean, from what I know, in those parts. But my mom was my main.
Okay,
my main
so
instrumental,
you grew up with your mom.
Right. So,
Okay.
I definitely want to, she was the major contributing
Hey,
factor
shout
in
out,
those things.
shout out to mothers.
Right,
I am
right,
one as
right.
well. Yes,
So,
yes. It takes a
yeah.
lot to raise. And how many children does she raise?
Just me, only child.
Oh, just you? Are you an only child, Chris? How did I not know that? See, this is why he's got to come on the show more often,
Right,
you guys.
right,
This
right.
is why. It's because I did not know that, but now we all.
Well, yeah, I'm only child. But,
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So-
So I think only children. Now, sometimes y'all are spoiled. Were you spoiled? Did you get everything you wanted as a child?
No.
Did you?
Nope.
Did your mama
absolutely.
spoil you?
No, didn't have any of that.
No.
No, absolutely not. Work for everything. Mom always taught me to work for everything.
Who
Raised in
mentored
the
you
family.
as far as to be a man?
My uncle, my uncle Jack. I've spent most of my summers, every summer basically, doing landscaping. So I've seen the entrepreneur in him as well. Always working. And I would cut grass with him all summer long.
Did you?
Yeah, for
Okay. How
many
old were you when
years.
you started cutting grass?
Probably was about 8, 9, somewhere early.
Oh,
I started off picking weeds.
You started cutting grass that early in life.
I started off picking weeds first, but
Okay.
so they didn't just jump right to mowers. It's
Were
just
they
like when
paying
you.
you? Or did
Man.
your uncle say?
He said I ate up most of my money. So that's what he said. He said I ate up most of my money.
What you eating?
Yeah, so I was eating. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, but you burned it off because it seems like you definitely made sure that you were busy and you were working and doing stuff. But did you think it was work at 8 though? Did you think it was this is what I'm doing is working? Because you still at 8 you have that young mind still mindset. So grown men
I'd
still
rather
have young minds.
I mean, at that point in time, I'd rather be hanging with my cousins, because we were there. I was down there in Maryland, so every summer, and I don't really get to see my cousins much. But I spent time working in the hot sun, and they was at home, playing video games or chilling.
And
so,
this is what
so
you
I
were
would
doing.
rather, of course, I'm
Rather be playing video
10,
games,
11,
yeah.
doing,
But you
and
were
down there,
working.
but I was working.
Wow.
And in the hot sun, you know what I mean? So,
You ain't pass out.
Nah, I never passed out,
You
but I
had
had
you
a
a
lot
lot
of
of water,
headaches.
huh?
I get a lot of jokes.
Did you have a lot of water?
No, because I kept headaches.
Did you have
I
okay.
kept
You
headaches.
kept headaches, so
Yeah, I
you was
kept headaches.
dehydrated.
Yeah, I was dehydrated.
And
which
you ain't
makes
passed
which makes
out.
it so funny now because I I understand that headaches come from it. My uncle told me back then, drink some water.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about the headaches. So.
Not enough water.
Now that
now,
might be that full circle thing he was talking about. That might be the full circle thing.
Look, now how do we get on that? Look.
Yeah. See?
And we've got
always
Family
plays a
Springs
role,
in
right?
the building.
Plays a role.
Yes. Yes, always plays a role. But you didn't know this, that you would end up having Family Springs.
No, actually, I thought I was
owning
going to end up.
this business. Who knew, at 8 and the importance of drinking water would pay off now.
I went through a bunch of different things. And for a minute, I thought I was going to take over my uncle's.
What else did you do?
I thought I was going to take over my uncle's landscaping
after 8,
business.
So this was after 8, obviously.
Yeah, well, because I was doing it every
What
year.
other jobs did you have after you were 8? Like, so it went from cutting grass to doing what then? That kind of sparked this keep on going. That it finally started going on automatic.
Trying to think. Well,
You probably just because you've had so many jobs that you really just to focus on, I guess, one in particular or, in sequence of jobs because you probably had a whole plethora of jobs.
Like I said, I was thinking about doing it, starting my own landscaping, running right with my uncle and kind of doing the same thing.
Okay.
And then,
and how old were you then?
That was
this
high
like
school.
right
Yeah,
after?
right, yeah,
okay, okay.
And then after that point, then I went to figured that the Navy was probably a better route because my mom always said, she said, if you don't want to work in the sun, you better get your education. So it was find something else to do where you're going to be inside, basically.
Right.
So I always
So
remember that
education
because
was important.
I always remember that, and it was. I just remember being in that heat, and it was so. I decided to join the Navy because I didn't really wanted to be home, and not in school. I didn't want to do school right then and there. I was more with my hands. I wanted to do something, and automatically started working.
Okay.
That's all I knew at this point. I've been working since 8. I wanted to continue to keep working.
Right.
Earning. So that's where earning always, and watching my mom earn a lot. Yeah, my mom used to find different hustles and so forth as well. So me joining the Navy was a good opportunity. I found my career in dental lab. Then after,
did you start doing that? So that was what you joined the Navy for, is to go into dental?
Yeah. I joined to come into dental. Yeah.
Okay. How did you think like, I'm just gonna do dental?
Well, I just figured that dental was one of my options, and that was the option that I chose. So I went with that, and that was where it just continued to lead me down the path of went to school again and did dental lab, and ended up here in Virginia after that. So it landed me in a place where I wanted to be at. Actually, I had thought about finishing a career here, and lo and behold, thank God they blessed me with coming here in VA. So yeah, that was quite the experience.
So it led you to, now when you say coming here, coming here and then doing what? What exactly? Because you got out of the Navy.
So right before I got out, I started inspection ready cleaning, a janitorial cleaning business.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't really sure.
Was that?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. I wasn't, sure whether or not I was going to get picked up for a civilian job once I got out. So I started planning ahead and started working for a janitorial company. Thought that was good, and eventually opened up my own and started subcontracting work out from him, and started building from there. And that was pretty good. I enjoyed doing it.
How long did you do that for?
Did it for almost 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, I got picked back up, so I was
so
working
wild.
there, and I was doing that
So it
at
was
the same
like,
time.
so you became contracted with the government? This was you.
Well,
said
I
you
picked
were
up a
subcontract.
civilian. I picked up my civilian job, so I actually got out the Navy, and then I was able to turn over right back.